Okay. Do a sound check. If I remember correctly, we are not doing great on the sound front. I'm gonna try turning down the audio from the game. See if that helps any. Huh. Oh, come on. Okay. I don't hear anything. Let's try this. I got the echo. There's that. Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and continue.
The worker is in a deep slumber.
You dead, bruh? It's all about the money now. Those are men in overalls, suited guns, and Union placards.
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence. He looks up at you, then looks away quickly, shrugging and muttering something to himself.
Shrugging is an international sign for, no, I don't know what's behind that door.
Alright, dude, stay masculine. That's an order. Alright. It's almost 9 o'clock. I don't have anywhere to sleep. I don't have nearly enough money to pay off my debt.
I am a gander and a hunter and a gatherer. Feel like a traveler.
Man mutters to himself, accenting the beats as he goes.
A simple little cadence. He seems to be making it up as he goes.
From another planet.
He just turned to you. Hello there.
Hey there.
What's going on
It's
here?
the jam, my man.
Motions toward the spiral of lorries with a sweeping gesture. What's the
It's a
jam?
traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates up the street are shut tight. No explanation given. Workers on strike, scabs agitating. All around clusterfuck.
I see.
Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo for days upon days upon days
Went to south down the road.
upon days.
So, that's where I am.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
It's official. He too agrees. This is the antechamber of the afterlife.
So how long you been here?
Feels like forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew. Just me and the metal and the tires, the oil and the fumes of mazout.
Mazout is an antiquated term for heavy fuel oils. This man has a barely suppressed performative streak. Or he just likes unusual words.
I dig your style,
Yeah,
man.
imagine. It's been a whole week already.
He snickers in appreciation of the digging of his style.
Behind the laugh, however, a touch of sorrow.
So tell me, what do you need?
Care to spend some change for a working stiff?
Huh?
Sudden financial
Oh.
duties snap out of his days.
No, I ain't got any money. They don't want to pay for unfinished work.
They who?
The bosses, man.
Don't these bosses think they are? Sounds like a good arrangement. For
Yeah,
them.
it sure ain't good for me. Or you. I'd spare a coin or two for a city cop down in his luck. If I had saved 4 myself.
What are you hauling anyway?
Oh, high-grade narcotics, illegal firearms, stuff like that.
Relax. He's merely joking.
You're under arrest. Wicked. I've always wanted a friend of the underworld.
Ha! No, I'm joking, my man. Found runs a nice, clean business. This haul of cargo is mostly sporting goods. You know, tracksuits and that kind of thing. They usually get shipped to Grodd and the Occident. Though we've been making headway in the Il Moran market lately.
Can you get one of those fallen tracksuits
We're
you're
pals
having?
and all, but I can't just freely hand out the merchandise. The bosses won't be happy.
That's your machine behind you.
This rockin' beauty. Sure is. Like a rash you can't get rid of. You interested in heavy-duty cargo machinery?
A motor lorry, also called a camion, on Caillou and neighboring islands. This one looks roughed up enough to be some sort of found rust bucket. Maybe the A6.
The found A6 you got there?
Good eye, my man. Yup, she's an old one, but reliable. Me and her spent a long time together.
There it is again. A little touch of sadness beneath his cool. He thinks he's spent too long in this lorry.
So nothing
Not
illegal
unless
then.
they've illegalized sports equipment while I was on the road.
No.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
He ain't one of us
Anything to play,
drivers.
man?
I know that. All accounted for. Otherwise, I haven't really asked about that. Been wasting time right here. Keep him busy.
It's easy to see he's telling the truth. He's kept his nose out of the dark stuff.
You live right.
Analyzing the fundamental structural and psychological conditions of being stranded in the midst of a sea of motor lorries and their sad, despondent chauffeurs.
Ask for his conclusion.
And your
A
conclusion?
sense of surprise there ain't more bodies hanging from more trees.
Tell me more about this strike.
It's like whatever's going on over at the docks. Workers got a blockade set up, making demands, no way in or out.
what are they
Some pretty
demanding?
wild stuff, I hear. Like a giant new power crane in half the company? I forget what exactly. Good on them, I guess. I've heard talk there's a company rep in town, too. Like a strike negotiator type. They'd know what's up. Precise demands and so on.
What do you think company wants?
They want to keep that money flowing in, my man. Ka-ching.
He doesn't blame them, but he's not on their side. That's for sure.
Anything else I should
Anything
know?
else? Yeah, this ain't really my area of expertise. I just do my job and get paid. I have things to do and places to be. All of us do. Us
Okay.
lorry drivers. Camionneurs. You still hang around here waiting for this mess to end. Most have scurried off somewhere to get drunk or high. Or laid.
Smells awkward.
Not that I blame them, really. Not
Not
my
you?
thing. Chasing transient pleasures is a drag these days. I prefer the examined life now. Thinking, reflecting, observing.
Lets us down the road in the horizon. Glint of something in his eyes. What do I see in his eyes?
Ease into it. Don't go too far. This seems like a personal matter.
Man, you look sad. What's going on with you?
I'm okay, man. Just the jams got me down. The fumes, the chemical rainbows, the tarpaulin stretched on the frames and the dull engines off.
Man, we're seasoned to his days of his words.
Maybe the full-on, direct approach wasn't correct. Damn, it's tricky business looking into someone's eyes and
not doing it wrong.
I'm good for now.
Don't
Good
be a
job.
stranger.
Give salute with 2 fingers.
Looking for something, Hunt? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
What are you
Oh,
hauling?
not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's a sit and wait on your ass situation.
What kind of cargo are you supposed to pick up?
Apples.
Apples is exactly the kind of thing you'd say if you had something to hide.
It's not a coaster
Look,
to me.
as detective, or I'm here to...
Goiko may be another derogative. For a person from Grad, you think?
You grew up in
Yeah,
Grad.
it's one of them.
In fact, Yekokata is a desolate wasteland whose name literally translates to
Not in the south,
zone.
definitely
Yeah?
don't grow apples there.
Says who?
Literally the
Then,
name.
I guess they grow apples somewhere else. You can never really tell with those koikos.
Keep saying that.
He means the
What do you
people
mean?
living.
Yeah, you know, Gradniks, Gradvolk, those degenerates from Grad.
Wait,
Hey,
it's an ethics
if the
stuff.
name and description fit by the very grace of nature, who am I to say otherwise?
Can I see those apples?
Did you miss the part where I said they are?
Relax. You've got all you can get here. He probably doesn't even know.
We're done for now. Hello there. How you doing, Tricolor Llama? Tricolor Llama. Welcome. My cat says hello also.
The tear
Yeah,
machine
thank you,
stands in
Smokey.
the
You may not be
corner.
able to hear him.
A sign says, 1 bottle equals 10 cents.
Insert my
Your
bottles.
bottles clunk into the machine, and the money appears with a satisfying jingle. You're a richer man now.
Hey, got $2.90. Only like 100 more to go.
Welcome to Frit.
What's that magazine she's reading?
What magazine are you
You
reading?
mean this?
Looks like the cover is boasting a colorful photo of 2 girls kissing.
This is Pop Stars. It's got, like, famous people in it. It's not for sale.
Aw.
Looks like it also has something called Police de la Mode, featured on page 34. This speaks to you.
I forgot all about that. What's this fashion police feature?
It's where they rate different outfits famous people wear. It's kind of funny. They're kind of mean.
Stop
It's
so
about
fast.
who's the most stylish.
And numero uno guy in there right now. Look like this? Her eyes scan up at anybody assessing the situation. I got the hobo hat on.
No, I don't think so.
We are not the fashion police.
Lieutenant looks
We're
at
the
you.
real police.
Before I go, what is this fritte?
I don't know. Frit?
What is frit?
A 7 to 11 grocery store.
Why is it wearing 3
I
T's?
think they think that the extra T makes it funkier.
Choose that gut.
It doesn't.
Disgust.
The story goes that normal Fritta, with 2 T's, a men's workwear shop in Vredefort, was already taken. So when Fritta Retail Inc. grew into a multinational corporation, they had to add an extra letter to avoid trademark infringement.
Fair enough. That sounds like something that would happen. Alright. Let's proceed with questions for you.
Okay. I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but
Does Fritte have a warehouse in the back of the Whirling in Rags?
a warehouse? I don't know. Maybe. I don't really care what Frit does.
This is important.
She scrunches up her face into an expression of consummate adolescent skepticism.
Fine. Frit doesn't have a warehouse. Just a little back room here. Okay?
Turns back to her magazine without waiting for you to respond. Can you tell me anything about the dead body?
I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there, but I haven't seen it, so
Come on, kid, spill the beans. Do you know the man who died?
not really.
Not really. I mean, you knew him a little.
No. I didn't know him at all.
How long has it been there?
I don't know really long.
What do you think happened?
I don't know.
You're not very cooperative.
No need to worry. It's just standard procedure for us to ask around. If you hear anything, let us know, okay?
Lieutenant's voice is soothing and professional.
Okay.
Well, I had fun being the bad cop. Thanks for your help. Bye. So it's 9:25. I don't have a place to stay. I don't have the money to go back to where I came from. Yes. Give me them bottles.
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam.
Look in the window.
The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorryman's cabin with personal belongings, stickers, insignia.
But the back seat?
The back end of the cabin is a small perch to sleep. Large ashtrays. There are several suns and wheels sewn into the curtains. A book with ragged edges catches your notice. The front cover features a large, muscular man. The title reads, Man from Eamdal in the lost city of the Pygmies.
Nice.
Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town. This is our guy.
Lieutenant nods toward the racist lorry driver. Fine. I was kind of hoping there'd be drugs there, but I guess not. I thought maybe we would have something we could do here, but I guess not. Wow, there's a lot of stuff I haven't got yet. My guy's trying to become a murderous commie, so we'll see how that goes. Yes, kitty, I love you too. Interesting up here. In case of a strike, press button behind guard. Medically sealed deal, locked by electronic means. No lock picking on door, kicking this one. Being monolithic.
Your body betrays your degeneracy.
What?
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
Young woman at the giant side agrees. Say nothing. Size him up
Are
first.
you admiring my morphophysiology?
A ripple of muscle passes underneath his skin. He allows you to look.
It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this racial pinnacle. Be calm, Sandwich. You are not in danger. Because you are not a threat to me.
My body's unimportant. I'm with the police. I need to get to the heart.
That is precisely the negligence that has led you to succumb to Al Ghul.
His face contorts in disgust as if he were smelling a death
You
rat.
reek of it. An invisible sword of Al Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick.
Oh, man. Give
It's
me really
not
that
good.
bad. Oh, man.
It's like a rat crawled into your stomach, got drunk and drowned.
You're right. I'm an alcoholic, and I need that dead body to no longer be in the tree.
No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here. The influence of the Am Sandwich race is waning.
Does this remind you of someone? The guy down there?
The race stuff's unimportant here. I just need you to help me do my job. Please.
Begging for help. attempting to pass fear for cooperation. How far the Occidental haplogroup has fallen. You were once a noble and powerful race. You gave the world eugenics, electricity, and powerful weapons of war like missiles and aerostatic aircraft. You made great gains in metallurgy, race theory, and statecraft. You dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Khoikos. But now your ascent to the genetic summit has halted. You are obsessed with sadness and with frivolous pop culture. You will be superseded. Isn't that right, babe?
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbor. This man is not budging. Let's hope his superiors inside are more cooperative.
You're right about all this. Now I need you to help me get that corpse down from the tree.
Enough with this begging. You should leave the stage of history with dignity by inviting the other races to a great world war. Bring your troops to the Seminine Islands and to Boogie Street, and we will pulverize you. When you are gone, we will build a museum for you. The walls will be lined with bottles of Al Ghul, your beloved beverage. Inside, we will store the odes to homosexuality you call art, and your microcephalic skulls.
There may be a peaceful solution to this. You could internalize Meshached's race theory. He would take you as one of his own.
Wouldn't that mean I'd have to become a Semini supremacist myself?
Well, not as such. What you do with a mastery of advanced race theory is up to you. You could reject the findings, sure, or accept them and become an advanced racist.
Yeah, I'm not going to become a racist. Let's see. What are these tattoos of yours?
Racists are generally not very good examples of their race.
He gestures toward the lawyer down the street.
I am not like them. I am craniometric perfection. I have taken the trouble to permanently draw a phrenologic grid on my skull and features. This should dispel any doubt.
You're right, this craniometric perfection, my race doesn't stand a chance.
Correct.
Anything about this mug?
Does not so much as glance at the object.
Anything about it?
Stop showing me your pathetic cup. I have no interest in it.
He had nothing to do with it.
You serve the Union, don't you? Aren't they?
Don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race enigma runs much deeper than that.
He turns his eyes toward the harbor, seemingly bored with you. Yeah, but you still serve them. How does that factor into your life?
Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront polycultural capital. Something your race, naivistic communists, never did. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your race failure. It is lax and moronic.
Jam is a mysterious fourth.
Jam. Individualism. You have gotten these ideas from degenerate youth culture, have you not? You have picked them up from rock and roll songs?
Got it from disco, actually.
Offshoots of the Seminoles people invented disco while having sex under the influence of cocaine. It is a shame upon my race. But what is done is done.
Sure.
I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Seminoles race.
Alright, I'll ask. Who are the Seminoles?
The South Island race, haplogroup A4A. We are the rightful masters of the Insulindian archipelago. We descend from the Areopagites of ancient Pericarnassus and arrived here 4,000 years ago. Millennia before you.
Alright.
We are the future. That is all you need to know.
So you're born and raised in the islands before you moved to Roman Call.
I am a descendant. The narrow streets of Ulumbuir are with me in my genetic dreams. I see young Seminoles women walk into the grey mass on Ile de Fantôme, waiting on immaculate conception from the pale.
So you did not come to the
No.
islands. Cranes his head.
I have heard about it on the radio.
Fair enough.
He would be appreciative if you did not further chase this line of inquiry in front of the women.
Cool.
Yes.
This could have made him more open to discussing the race enigma with you.
What do you think about this?
I think this racist is better than the last. But the next racist will be the really good one.
That will be the...
That'll be our
He
lucky
will grant
racist.
us 3 wishes.
Your pedomorphic friend has quick wits. A protruding occiput and an indented zygomatic bone.
The lieutenant does not flinch.
You should keep him close. The congenital defect of farsightedness does not render him a complete invalid. He still has the use of his mind.
We still need to get into the harbor. We need help with the tree situation. There must be another way.
Waters of the whirling roofs to the yard.
As you turn, a bright light catches your eye, making you squint.
Is it coming
From a distant sunset, a stage light, flash photography, nowhere in particular. It's just what superstar law officers do. They squint at lights, and they solve shit.
That's me. I've been establishing my superstardom hard
Yeah,
lately.
you have. You're a big dick cop, Dick Mullen, Salam Rocky Baye, badass on-the-edge disco cop. Time to recede into a ludicrous fantasy world. Here we go.
Action.
With a sudden flash, the world freezes around you, and you along with it. In an iconic monochrome solution, a black silhouette against a rasterized orange world. It's on.
Some kind of superstar. I'll work on that later.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go.
Knock him out.
Just like that, instinct took over. A solid strike straight into his throat, into the cartilage. You could swear you felt the soft palate break. The man is reeling, gasping for air. Time stands still around you. In the distance, the sounds of the harbor are falling silent. All you hear is a small gurgling sound as a trickle of blood appears on the man's lip.
Wait, what should I do?
Don't wait. You've only got a millisecond. He's coming to. Time is breaking loose from the stupor. His left hand curls up into a fist. That fighting pose. Watch out. He's expecting the hook.
Back up and perform a 360-degree flying spin kick.
The man lands with a dull thump, like a broken down puppet of muscles and sinew. For a moment, he still tries to keep his head up, dazed eyes looking at you with unimaginable surprise. To your left is the button.
Disco Inferno.
As you slam your fist on the button, the man collapses entirely, his head rolling to the side.
Looks like you're the new measurehead now.
Her voice is surprisingly calm.
No one is the new measurehead. Let's go before he gets up.
The lieutenant makes haste toward the door.
The man is still knocked out. He breathes slowly and steadily.
Every worker and member of the board is written on the top of the flyers. At the bottom, the union logo says Demand Democracy. It's a Dewey typewriter. The model is on the back. Lafum. Standard file cabinet. The drawers seem to be locked. Someone left the coffee machine on. Directly in the pot looks almost sentient.
On second glance, someone has forgotten to properly close one of the drawers.
It's unfortunate for the Union to just leave their paperwork lying around like this.
Let's see what's inside.
Oh,
The drawer opens smoothly. Inside is a well-organized selection of brown folders, hundreds of documents containing logistical data. Two kinds of transactions stand out. Materials coming into Revachol from the outside world, from Muindi, Grad, and even Ilmara. And the same materials being handed over to companies inside Revachol. Kuron, Coal City, La Delta, and Jamrock are listed among the many districts where the imports are being sold. It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names, dates, quantities, and percentages. You try to focus, but the lines are getting blurry.
Force yourself through the folders.
Whatever's hidden here is hidden well. Concentration isn't enough. Only a trained accountant with a background in logistics would be able to really make sense of it. However, there is a little handwritten note stuck on the side of the drawer.
Look at the
It
note.
appears to be a to-do list written in large, uneven capital letters. Remember, Leo, Everart's shoes, special whirling borscht, water Everart's plants, sweep office floor, more banners. All items on the list have been crossed out, and the note itself is crumpled.
Look, Kim. A to-do note with a list of errands for Evart.
Everard Clare, probably. The head of the Debarders Union.
Inspects the
One
note.
of his aides must have left it. Nothing incriminating here.
The special borscht seems a bit odd in the list.
Take another look at the
Remember, Leo, Everart's shoes, special whirling borscht, water Everart's plants, sweep office floor, more banners. All items on the list have been crossed out, and the note itself is crumpled. The drawer slides shut smoothly.
Radio doesn't have any strange buzzing sounds.
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year.
Then paid the camera manager for
We
damages.
should take care of that, then.
I don't have the
Let's
money.
talk to him anyway. An officer of the RCM shouldn't be sleeping in the street. We'll figure something out.
Though he finds this situation frustrating, he is doing his best to not make you feel any worse than you already do.
Door is locked, cannot be opened from this side without a pass card. You have no choice but to talk to the Union leader now.
An imposing combination of a punch clock and a payphone is looking down at you from the wall. A note on the side says, "Tokens unavailable due to strike."
Use change. La Fume, Volume 1, Number 4. A leading intellectual organ of Martinese communism, offers a radical Mazovian perspective on the range of contemporary issues. This cover features a stylized portrait of the late King Frizzell, with a pair of white antlers growing out of his head.
The front of this quarterly journal features a large satirical portrait of the late King Frizzell. From the sides of his head, a pair of white antlers spread to the corners of the cover.
Why Frizzell?
Because Frizzell was incompetent, foolish, and cruel. In short, the embodiment of everything the communards wished to overthrow. It's satire, you see.
But why antlers?
Because white antlers are one of the symbols of communism. They represent a society in accord with the natural world and, at the same time, above it.
Flip through the pages.
To your disappointment, there aren't any full-color pictures to direct your attention. Just column after column of closely set text, interrupted occasionally by little doodles in black and white. After rifling the pages with your thumb several times, you return to the table of contents. The magazine is divided into several sections: international developments, Kunst und Kultur, and local concerns. Just inside the cover, there's also an editor's note.
I'll read this later. Collecting rainwater. Around you, great machines and quiescence. Composite eye of halogen lights watches you, emitting low buzz. White pine trees are painted on the screen, covering the forest under snow. These 3 packs of cigarette butts.
Yes?
Nothing. I wasn't actually trying to talk to you. Commodore Red and Pilton Pilsner.
This is the night watchman's booth. The name on the door reads, René Arnaud. Listen, it's okay to take a few minutes to yourself. Sit down and have a breather.
Have a seat.
The chair
first.
is not as austere as the rest of the booth. A thin grey pillow is attached to the seat, secured to the stiles by black ribbons.
There's a little something to
The
be
drawers are empty, save for old timesheets and receipts. One small box, however, does hold some cheap painkillers. They are slightly out of date.
Read this
Oh
out.
boy, where to start? Elevated risk of dementia, mini strokes, prophet's disease, sudden death, hair death, erectile malfunction,
critical flatulence, watery blood, black mucus, uncontrollable weeping, increased sensitivity to La Opera, inoperable joint disorder, total spinal collapse. Maybe this was a bad idea.
Yeah, we're not getting those.
You stand and exit the booth.
If you
Running
must.
works. I'm gonna
But
look
please
around.
hurry. We are pretty easy to spot up here.
Nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and their sparse contents meticulously organized. There's a framed photograph on the table.
Oh, let's
It's
take
a
it.
black and white photo of a young couple out in a street fair. The man, Rene, is dressed in a Royal Carabinier uniform. The girl is young and very pretty. She is smiling playfully at the camera. Rene looks like he's about to smile. This photo must be tied to some good memories.
Why did you take that picture of René?
I'm a cop. It's instinctual to collect
Fine.
evidence.
But let's move. I don't want to be seen snooping around here.
The chair
Rest.
is not as austere. Stale air floods through your nostrils. Not a single mote of dust floats inside your lungs, though. The inside of the booth is immaculate.
Get up.
You stand and exit the booth. All those empty wine bottles and cigarette butts on the ground. Someone partied really, really hard here.
Wait, how hard?
Well, they went through 6 bottles of potent Pilsner, 3 bottles of Commodore Red, and almost 4 packs of cigarettes. It must have been pretty hard.
Hold on, did I do
Well,
this?
yes, I think we can say with relative confidence that it was you.
That's really sad. I must have been miserable.
Yes, this scene isn't exactly ripping with joy. Let's just move on.
Turns to leave. Faded lettering, the platform covers. What's that band? So it means well fjord in Martin. Shipyard ahead is oddly quiet. The great machines are sleeping.